Today we are going to talk about giant cell tumor of the bone.
Giant cell tumor of bone, it is a benign tumor, one of the common bone tumor, but it is aggressive in nature. It is commonly seen in females and in third decade of life. More than 85% of cases occur in third decade of life, almost never before less than 20 years of age. Coming to the clinical presentation, like any tumor, it presents as local swelling. There will be tenderness. As it is involving bone, there can be restricted mobility. If it compresses nerve, it may cause neurological disturbances, but they are not very characteristic. Some patients may present with joint effusion also. Coming to the site, this tumor most commonly involves lower end of femur and upper end of tibia. Rarely it may involve lower end of radius also. Coming to the imaging findings, there will be expanding zone of radiolucency if you see on radiology. Eccentric lytic lesion with soap bubble appearance is very characteristic for this tumor. It usually involves epiphysis, but as the lesion expands, it may involve metaphysis also. But there will be no reactive sclerosis and no periosteal reaction. These two are the features of malignancy. As giant cell tumor of bone is a benign tumor, most commonly, we won't see reactive sclerosis or periosteal reaction. I think you can appreciate here, this is the normal bone. There is lesion here which is radiolucent. This is radio-opaque, right? So this lesion is eccentric, not exactly in the center, towards one end. This is lower end of femur. This is epiphysis. The lesion starts here and expands and involves metaphysis also. There is another image, the lower end of femur. There is expansile, radiolucent, eccentric lesion here. This is the better view, I guess. See, here this is the normal bone which is radio-opaque. The lesion starts here involving epiphysis and it is coming like this, expanding down into the metaphysis. The bone has been eaten away, leaving some shadows here. Can you appreciate the shadows? Round circle-like things. So they are resembling soap bubble. That's why there is characteristic feature for giant cell tumor on imaging, which is soap bubble appearance. Coming to the grass, it presents as soft, friable, grey to red-brown mass, which may have cystic or necrotic areas and blood-filled spaces. You will better appreciate it in the picture. See here, I think you can appreciate the normal bone surrounding here. This is normal bone. The lesion is there here, which is expanding this bone. The normal bone will be like this, no? This is expanding and you can appreciate the color of the lesion, red to brown. There are some cystic, like what we have seen bubbles in the radiology on imaging. The same thing depicts here in the grass. Okay, so there are some bubble like, but don't say so bubble appearance on grass. It is characteristic finding of imaging. Okay, but just for understanding sake I am trying to describe. So there are cystic spaces, few filled with hemorrhage. I'll show you better. This is higher magnification. See, you can appreciate the normal bone here. This is entire thing is normal bone here. Okay, this is epiphysis, metaphysis. Okay, the lower part is diaphysis. So it is involving metaphysis here. Actually it arises in the epiphysis and it is coming down, expanding and involving the metaphysis. Again you can appreciate the red to brown color and cystic spaces filled with hemorrhage. If you feel it, it will be soft in consistency and friable in nature. This completes your grass description. Another picture. Again, I am repeating it multiple times so that you can remember it better. This is normal bone. See, almost it is involving till the edge of the bone. Okay, this is normal bone here. This entire thing is the lesion. It is expanding here, involving entire epiphysis and metaphysis, coming down here up to here. Okay, I think you can appreciate brown, red to brown areas, some cystic spaces here filled with hemorrhage, and if you feel it now, it will be very soft and friable in nature. Next, coming to microscopy. As it is a practical slide, you have to understand what you have to see in the slide. Okay, just remember two things here. One component will be neoplastic component. Round to oval neoplastic mononuclear cells will be there in the slide, which lack hyperchromasia. I think you can recollect from your neoplasia chapter that malignancy will have hyperchromasia, not the benign tumor. So the nuclei here, they are not hyperchromatic. There will be ill-defined cytoplasmic borders around these cells. I'll show you again in the picture also. The other component is non-neoplastic multinucleated gene cells. Okay. So neoplastic component will be there, non-neoplastic component will be there to make it very simple. Okay. Now see here. In exam we'll try to focus an area by which you can just by looking into the slide, you can get some diagnosis in your mind. So if you see this area, definitely you'll recognize these many gene cells are there here. Okay. And in between the gene cells, you are seeing some single nuclei, mononuclear, round to oval cells. Okay. These are actual tumor cells. As a reaction to this tumor, our body will try to produce many gene cells. That's why it is called gene cell tumor. But these gene cells are just as a reaction to tumor cells, they are produced by our body. So they are non-neoplastic. The neoplastic component is this thing, round to oval mononuclear cells, which are there in between these gene cells. Okay. I think you can appreciate in this image, these are neoplastic cells. These are actual tumor cells. Round to spindly. Spindly means they are elongated. Few are elongated, not exactly round. So these are neoplastic round to spindle cells. These gene cells are non-neoplastic. These two components should be there in your slide to call it as gene cell tumor. Still higher magnification. Now you can appreciate these neoplastic cells, tumor cells, round cells, some are elongated, round to elongated cells. These are neoplastic cells. This is non-neoplastic. Just as a reaction to tumor, this gene cell formation occurs. Okay, this is gene cell. You can appreciate many nuclei in this multinucleated gene cell. 1, 2, 3, up to 100 nuclei can be there in a gene cell. Okay, but they are non-neoplastic. I used to find difficulty in drawing histopathology images, so I thought I can share you with some schematic representations as well, so that you can easily draw in your exam to get nice marks. Those who want distinction can take HND pencils and draw these histopathological images. So this tumor is very dirty, no? You can't draw like this in your exam. You can make it very simple like this. You can represent these round to oval neoplastic cells, and you can represent gene cell like this. Okay. So you just draw two round gene cells in between some mononuclear cells. That finishes your diagram. Okay. I think you are very clear with this neoplastic component, that is round to oval, and non-neoplastic component, that is gene cell. Okay. Next, as I said, those who want distinction, they can keep this heading in your theory, differential diagnosis for this gene cell tumor of bone. You can remember at least two, aneurysmal bone cyst and gene cell reparative granuloma, if you can remember. Coming to treatment part, curettage and excision of tumor. These are the two treatment options for giant cell tumor. Now, to conclude, what we have learned today about giant cell tumor of bone. Practical part of it is easy, just you can remember those two components. As I said, it is a 4 marks question for you in your theory. Try to put these headings and make notes now itself, so that it will be easy to read before exam and to represent in the exam to get good marks. In introduction, what will you write? As I said, the first slide was, it is one of the common benign bone tumor, but it is aggressive because you have seen in graphs that it is almost expanding the bone and it may cause pain, so it is aggressive. The next heading is synonym. Giant cell tumor of bone, it is otherwise called osteoclastoma. The next heading, epidemiology. About epidemiology you will understand in your 3rd year, but as of now you remember that in epidemiology you are going to write the age group, which age group is affected more and which gender is affected more. So here for giant cell tumor I said females are affected more, and the tumor is common in 3rd decade of life, never before 20 years of age. Okay, that you can write under epidemiology. Next, coming to clinical presentation, for any tumor you will write local swelling, pain, and as we are discussing bone tumor, you can write restricted mobility and joint effusions, neurological abnormalities, etc. Coming to site, the long bones, lower end of femur and upper end of tibia are the commonest sites. If you want, you can mention that it involves usually epiphysis and it may extend to metaphysis. Next, coming to imaging, very important point, no? So bubble appearance you can write. If you don't remember all those lytic lesion, eccentric lesion, expansor lesion, if you don't remember all those terminology, you can just mention soap bubble appearance and imaging. Next, coming to graphs, I have shown you many pictures. I think you can recollect now. Red to brown color, soft in consistency, fragile in nature. Again you can mention that it is expansile, eccentric. Okay. On microscopy, I think you are very clear about microscopy. There will be two components, non-neoplastic mononuclear cells and neoplastic mononuclear cells and non-neoplastic giant cells. You can draw that schematic representation what I have put there. Next, coming to differential diagnosis, it is an extra edge for you, those who want distinction. They can mention two differentials for this giant cell tumor of bone. First one was aneurysmal bone cyst. The second one was giant cell depurative granuloma. Coming to treatment, just for the completion sake, that examiner should think that you know everything about giant cell tumor till the treatment part. Okay. So curettage and excision you can mention here. Thank you. Try to read it today itself. Try to make notes as per those headings. Giant cell tumor of bone, it is a benign tumor, one of the common bone tumor, but it is aggressive in nature. It is commonly seen in females and in 3rd decade of life. More than 85% of cases occur in 3rd decade of life. Almost never before less than 20 years of age. Coming to the clinical presentation, like any tumor, it presents as local swelling, there will be tenderness. As it is involving bone, there can be restricted mobility. If it compresses nerve, it may cause neurological disturbances, but they are not very characteristic. Some patients may present with joint effusion also. Coming to the site,